Welcome back, folks. I am John Najarian, and this is 3 at 3. Every business day at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I bring you unusual option activity. And this is activity that is triggered by large buying of calls or large buying of puts. Again, those are what we're looking for. We also do monitor social media, both Twitter and Reddit, to see what else might be out there that could be a catalyst for a stock moving higher. So let's get started with today's 3 at 3 for the 9th of May, 2022. Talked about these, of course, EFA, just last week, Friday, I believe, when the EFA ETF, basically the world outside of Canada and the US, and we saw strong put activity, June 65 puts. I bought the 6750s, but just for example, as the stock falls by 2.7% today, ETF, I get it, not a stock. As the equity, how about that, falls by 2.7%, our 6750s moved up by a lot, and the 65 puts also moved up from 158 to 258. A pretty significant gain, call it about 50%, going from 158 to 258. They closed a little higher on Friday than that 158 entry, but that is where we talked about them as far as unusual option activity. And wanted to make sure all of you are aware that we've got the one and only AJ Monte. AJ nailed the tops for 3 indices: the IWM, the SPY, as well as the Dow. And he is going to be coming back and telling us exactly what he sees now on Wednesday. And you can join for free. That's the market, the stock market oracle, option oracle. You can go to marketrebellion.com to sign up. I'm sure you will want to hear what AJ Monte is describing as his best opportunities in the market as the market ebbs lower and lower and lower. Okay, at what point do you either A, buy, or at what point do you finally get in on the short side with him? Because he's been very accurate, and that has certainly served him well. This is an example of something else that has served us well, AJ in particular. That is the volume on the IWM as of just an hour ago. And as you can see, 246,000 calls to 724,000 puts, 3-to-1. And the index, the IWM, that's the Russell 2000, cratered all the way down to 175. Might go further now because it's pushing down to that level again. And we've been long this one since it was over 190, long the puts, that is. And they have absolutely crushed. I wish I had more of them because then I wouldn't be crying, wouldn't be suffering the pain that I'm suffering in the rest of my portfolio. But certainly a broad market ETF like this that has gone all the way down to and through all of the strikes, 190, 185, 182, 180. Now they're buying down to the much deeper strikes. Does it keep going? Join Wednesday to see for sure. AJ Monte and I will both be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Bang. Also, Crypto Convo, I'll be taping another one tomorrow, and we'll get them up as quick as we can. Very popular series, even though cryptos, just like market and the stocks in the market, have been going down. You'll be hearing from leaders in the space what they are doing. Some of them already billionaires from the trades that they've made in these cryptos. What are they doing now? You can see that, hear that on CryptoConvo.com. All right, for today, TCOM, basically a $20 stock. They're buying June 24s. So those are a full 20% above where the market is right now. So as always, I'm going to describe for you what I would do. I am buying the 20 strike, and I will be selling higher strikes against it if this one turns and starts moving to the upside. That is my plan for this one. As you see, those 24s were 60 cents. So what I'll try to do is assemble a trade where I don't have more than 60 cents or so at risk. That's always my goal, is to put the same amount of capital in the same direction, whether it's bullish or whether it's bearish. I want to be running in that same direction as the smart money. And I'd like to do it with that or less money invested, and obviously a less time decay, because if I own one at the 20 strike and end up selling the 22 or the 23 against it, I will cut down my time decay, and I will cut down the amount of capital that I'll have to put up to hold that position. That's the first of today's 3 at 3. Second, VNQ. VNQ, take a look at this one. 96.5 is where that ETF is trading, and they bought about 10,000, that's 1 million share equivalent of those June 90 puts. Again, out of the money. So when something's out of the money, I don't like buying it. You could pay $1.85 for these, or you could buy, for instance, the June 95 puts and sell a lower strike against them, just like we did with the calls, except we buy an at the money and sell a lower strike against it. The differential is the maximum we can make. So if I buy the 90 put, sell the 95 put, and pay $1.85, for instance, I'm in that for $1.85. I could turn that $1.85 into $3.15. The difference between those two strikes is $5. $5 minus 185 is 315. So you get the idea. I could have a nice big fat windfall, and I've addressed time decay and capital that I have put up for that trade. So that's the second of today's 3 at 3, a June put spread in VNQ. Lastly, SABR, SABR. SABR, this is what runs behind all of the airline booking sites, virtually all of them. And SABR was the first to do this and then make it widely available. And they, of course, charge fees for it. That's where they make their money. And 10,000 of the June 10 calls is 1 million share equivalent at that 10 strike. But notice again, it is out of the money. And these are July. I might have misspoken and said June. These are July calls at the 10 strike. So I'm buying the 8 calls and selling upside against it as it rallies. I think it's a reopen play. I think people will be booking trips. And even though some of those trips are a lot more expensive than they'd like, they're able to book these trips and finally get out and enjoy themselves. And I think they will do that. Keep in mind that they don't just, SABR doesn't just do airfares. So keep an eye on that. This is a real reopening play. And from 8 to 10, that's what I'll be looking to play. Buying the 8, selling the 10s, that kind of setup. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, go to marketrebellion.com/get started. That's marketrebellion.com/get started. You can see all about how we do stock, options, and cryptos, whether we're trading on technicals like AJ and I will be doing. And again, you can register for that at marketrebellion.com, or whether you're trading with option spreads, or whether you're trading crypto outright or with option spreads. We can show you how all that works. Go to marketrebellion.com/get started. Get started managing your risk, not managing it after it's happened, managing it before you invest. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I'll be on the halftime report tomorrow. I'll see you then.